we're swapping today. It's all
we're
good.
switching sides. It feels so fucking weird.
For the first time ever, anyway. 3, 2, 1. Oh, bring it back, Mighty Mouse. We've got a guest in the house today.
Well,
you're not gonna see her, but
yeah, she's our young Jamie. She's gonna pull shit up.
Yeah, she's just gonna pull stuff up, or maybe not. She's in the background. You're not gonna see her.
She might comment.
You might hear her breathe. You might hear her laugh. Nothing wrong with laughing. You don't have to. You don't
have to be quiet. You can even like talk.
You know what I mean? So anyway, you could laugh. It's fine.
You can laugh. It doesn't matter.
No one knows.
I'll put a mic on the camera for you. Legit. I'll put it there for
Anyway,
you.
brother. How was the date, brother? What you been up to?
Been good, man. Just been hitting up these 1 Minute Film Festival opening and workshop with you, obviously.
Obviously.
I look forward to the Friday, man. To see everyone else's work.
The opening, right?
Yeah. Friday is the screening.
The screening, sorry. Yeah.
Friday is the screening. Yeah. I'm pretty pumped. Can't wait to see it on the big screen. So.
Springboks are playing Sunday.
Against Japan. Fucking Japan. They've been shocking everyone. The dark horses.
First Asian team to make the knockout stages. First. They're the first Asian team ever. Although a lot of imports, doesn't matter. I mean, a lot of the players choose to play for Japan. And in essence, Japan has grown their rugby.
Oh yeah, proper dude.
For years. I mean, guys go there to get paid well. So
yeah, if you like, everyone's like, oh, there are South Africans on the Japanese team. There's a South African captain in the team.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he didn't make the cut here, and that just shows you the level of our rugby as well.
Yeah, I don't blame him. Look, anyway.
He's probably making more money than he would have.
No, he is. Japan, why do you think a lot of guys just go for like half a season to just go play in Japan?
Yeah.
Just to play a bit.
Jeez.
I think what the Japanese do, they bring these players in to develop. To develop theirs, and they feed off, they study them, and then they keep developing them. I give Japan, 10, 15 years?
Yeah, it'll be a threat.
And there will be a proper threat.
I mean, right now they're looking threatening.
They are threatening. I mean, they won all their games.
I'm kind of shitting myself for them against us. It's like,
I don't know.
Even though we smashed them
in the
warm-up, like hard.
But end of the day, we just have to play our best first off. Let's not lose. Let's not get to that point where we come up with excuses. Anyway, also in the team,
a lot of racial shit.
Racial
issues.
A lot of stuff has come around this from the Creole, one of the Creole twins. I think it's Jesse.
Yeah.
In a lineup where
tagged you in that.
Yeah, well,
on
Jesse's
Facebook.
standing in the line, and
a lot of people are
Mapimpi
misinterpreting that shit, man.
Is standing next to him, and then he tells Mapimpi to move over, and then Stain comes in to stand next to him. But what people don't realize, and this is where I sometimes say people don't really understand rugby. They just understand when you watch to play it, but you don't understand the structures of numbers. Jesse Creel is a number 13. So in rugby, you got 15 players on the field, right? Now, when you stand in the line, when you do the national anthem, you stand in your numbers.
For sure.
From 1 till 15. It's not 1, 5. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, till 15. Jesse Creel is a 13, which is an outside center. Stain was a 12 inside center. Mapimpi was a 11, a winger. So, Matt states, if numerical order, 11, 12, 13. Mapimpi is not a center, so he's going to stand at number 11. He's wearing the number 11. So now, obviously, people have interpreted this as being a racial view. Now,
a lot of people are blasting that shit up on socials.
It's not fair to label Creole a racist. In something that's just so straightforward, because now people are accusing him of racism, and people who are clueless. I'm talking about people who have never even watched a game, have never even doesn't even understands what happens inside a game. They're busy saying, "Oh no, this is a racial incident." I'd ask somebody, "Do you understand the numbering system in rugby?" We don't need to understand it because, end of the day, clearly the racist didn't want Mapimpi to stand next to him. I said, Mapimpi is number 11. Mornay Steyn, or rather Steyn. I don't know which. I can forget his name now. It's Mornay Steyn.
Is it? Yes.
Francois Steyn is number 12. So 11, 12, 13. Simple and clear. That story is done. I think if Jesse Kriel has the energy, he should take the person who initially posted that, take that and sue that person to court, because now it's defamation of character. You're calling 100%. Me a racist on something that I didn't do. Now the other incident,
but I also think that because of the sensitive times that we are in now, everyone is just hunting and looking for any excuse to call someone out. 100%. And then at the same time, that video was after the next article we're going on to, and it's the Ibn Itzabeth case.
Well, the Jesse Kriel one happened...
Was it before this?
It was way before. So, like last year at a test, during one of the tests.
People are bringing up old shit.
Now, the Ibn incident, so basically... I'm just going to read, so I don't want to come up with
Americans are calling this the cancel culture.
Yeah, exactly. So, at around 2, Eben and his friends left, and there was a group of people at the center across the road from us. Something happened here. Not sure what happened with the fighting or whatever with Itzabeth. I wasn't there. I can't tell you what happened. This is just the barman, the pub owner, his version of it. It was Eben, his brother Ryan, his cousin Emil, and other people I didn't know. They weren't local people, said Rieders. There are about 12 to 15 of them, but their wives and girlfriends were with them. Eben's girlfriend was there, and Ryan's wife was there. Rieders says the incident that happened in his bar was received quickly, and that in his mind it had nothing to do with what happened in the street afterward. It wasn't a related incident. It was just a guy. It happened upstairs. We took him out, he said. I don't know if there was charges laid there from that group. I suppose there will be, because the one man was hurt quite badly. Now, he says, though, Eben and his brother were not involved in that.
Oh, okay.
I looked at the footage yesterday morning, and they were sitting at the table with the woman or whatever. They weren't part of it. This comes after the media on Monday placed Itzabeth at the center of the incident that took place in the street and moved the 27-year-old star lock to publicly defend himself. Obviously, he had stated it is completely untrue and unfounded to claim that I physically or racially abused anyone in Langoban, and has been reported on social media. Multiple witnesses can corroborate that. I am and always strive to be a true ambassador to this beautiful rainbow nation and the sport that I love. Now, my bro, people want him to come back from the World Cup to come face the music. Take in mind, this has been taken to the Human Rights Commission.
Jeez.
They've filed papers against this guy.
The ones that were attacked, or
but the Human Rights Commission has stepped in and have filed papers. The man involved, a 42-year-old Enver Volsnach, was allegedly racially abused. Racially. So, supposedly it happened after the announcing of the Springbok squad. Now, I'm not going to say it didn't happen. I'm not going to... I think the mere fact that it's gone to this level where the South African Human Rights Commission has been brought in, well, it's a balance of, let's deal with it. But
for sure, but
to have him then say then, okay, he must come back from the World Cup, so he must remove himself from the team and brought back to South Africa for this investigation,
that could take months.
It should take months. At the same time, general standard in the workplace would be that if somebody is accused of something, you have to be suspended for a certain amount of time. Instantly, on the spot, you must be suspended. Now, does it count for a team?
For sportsmen?
Generally, I would think it does. Because I think if it was just a random player, they would have brought him back.
Yeah.
It's a mere fact that he is the vice captain and he is the number one lock, probably one of the best locks in the world. So now to bring this guy back, who is part of the team, who plays a big role in the lock formation, these positions are 4 and 5, for those confused about numbering in the rugby. Don't confuse it as a racial thing. So locks, he's a number 4 and there's a number 5 in the lock position, so 2 tallest guys on the team. So he then plays a very strong, powerful role in the Springbok teams. We can't deny it. He's an exceptional player in what he does.
Hands down, man.
So clearly, obviously, because of his position, to lose such a player in such an important time for the country in terms of rugby and sport. Of course, this is
semi-final, final, win the World Cup.
Of course, this is politicized. Of course, a lot of political parties have jumped on. Of course, those that are
they jumped on hard, dude.
Of course, those who have always had, or how do we say, reaching for racial news will always take such an opportunity to say, well, people must come back. He's a racist, he's a racist, he's a racist. The problem that I have is now it's a trial by media.
Yeah.
It's a trial by media, except instead of waiting for the truth to come out, if he did, because the bomb in States, these two were still inside when the incident was happening outside. My video footage is there. So if we're going to label somebody something way before, just like the Jefferson Creel incident, and I truly believe a lot of people, and it's so frustrating because you argue with people that are so clueless, and then you get targeted and labeled a clever black. It's a term I think a lot of people are familiar. If let's just say a racial incident happens,
yeah, this is the first time I'm hearing of it.
Supposedly racial. Let's not say it's just a racial incident. And we break it down and it's like, no man, clearly this isn't a racial incident. Now, obviously you're on this side because on here there's going to be thousands of people of color saying this guy's a racist. And then you saying, no, let's break this down.
Yeah.
This isn't what happened. You a clever black. You're just searching for people to like you. It's like with the Ashley Creel thing. Not Ashley Creel, Jefferson Creel. I had stated, because I said, I think it was last week, I said, 2 things that I've learned from the past week. Number 1, a lot of you guys don't even know a lot about rugby. 2, you guys don't apologize after falsely accusing somebody of something. Then, what do you mean, clever black? And I used the example of Ashley Creel, and I said to them, and I gave them I said, go look at this game and give me his number. I went back, he's number 13. Cool. What was Staines' number 12? What was Mapimbi's number 11? What do rugby players stand in formation? So, and I said, is everybody going to apologize to Creel? Because think about it now, he's being labeled a racist.
Yeah.
It's you've been labeling somebody a racist because of team dynamics in terms of how it's supposed to stand. And another incident that had actually happened was after the Canada game. The players now after stand, everybody's celebrating. So Stain and all the other players are in a huddle, and Mapimbi is approaching the circle, sort of like to join. But then the circle's closed off. So he sort of like shrugs it off, and the camera catches, like shrugs it off, and he turns away. But the camera doesn't catch this side, if he doesn't pan to the left to say, okay, there's people. So as soon as he shrugs it away, he turns away. Stain obviously puts his head up, and then the circle opens, and then it's like this.
Yeah.
So now the assumption is he's doing it to Mapimbi to push him away, right? So obviously, people are saying, we want an explanation. Cool. So it gets explained. First and foremost, the angle is they're not doing it to Mapimbi, he's doing it to the other player, I forgot his name, he was coming to the circle. So when it's explained that you've got 2 structures in a team. You've got the bomb squad. The bomb squads are the players that came off the bench.
Yeah.
Now those players were the bomb squad.
Yeah.
So they were like, Mapimbi is a first team player. He starts. So they didn't want him to be part of the circle because it's just the dynamics of a team. It's a general, when I used to play, there were structures in the team. You got your forwards, you got your back line. Whatever the forwards do, It's a camaraderie we have. A backline player doesn't come into the circle.
For sure.
Yes, we are one team, but there's just stuff that forwards do that build each other up that a center or wing wouldn't understand. They would, but they
small little factions within a team.
But it's not as if factions, bad factions. It's just it's team dynamics. It's normal.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, my pimp explains it. He releases a video. Oh, no, guys. He explains the whole thing that I just said because I got that from his explanation. But now what draws in was that the fact is now people are saying, oh, no, you're just covering up because it's the World Cup. You're just saying it. And then somebody says, a very well-known presenter, male guy who's very, very, very good in sports, OG. I can say Robert Marawa, he states, he says, well, I'll wait for your memoir in 10 years because you'll probably talk about this and say this is what actually happened.
Yeah. Jeez.
So for me, it's just balance of...
It's hard to be black amongst black people, man.
But the problem is
it's really like tough being black amongst white people. Now you've like researched from that.
Hard.
And now being black amongst blacks is like, fuck, guys.
It's hard because I don't think people want to say sorry. My problem is
ego, man.
If I accuse somebody of racism, if I say Amron is a racist, by the way, my lovely, beautiful girlfriend is not a racist, but I'm just using his own. Amron is a racist.
She's a light-skinned nigga.
And she bumped into somebody, like maybe she was looking at her phone and she bumped into a black lady. Are you a racist? Not everyone in the street, you a racist.
Oh, yeah.
Then the lady that she bumps into, they talk, like, oh, no, man, this one, I'm not sorry, she said sorry. No, guys, I said sorry. And then somebody explains it. Now suddenly it's like, no, you're pretending because you feel sorry for her because maybe she might lose her work, she might lose her job, or, you know.
Yeah.
Because that's what's happening. So if somebody's accused of being a racist, remember, people are losing their work.
Yeah. For shit in the past.
Like 10 years people are losing everything. Now, am I saying if somebody right now is on video saying the K word 1,000 times, I don't feel sorry for that person. They must lose everything because they understood the power of what they were doing. They understood that. They can't pretend like they didn't know. Now when you've got a situation where I'm not going to use Etzebeth's situation because those facts are still not being proven. They're still it's up and down. But your Jesse Creel's incidents, there's been many instances of things happening where people assume it's racism. Now when the facts are out, nobody's saying sorry. People are still saying, maybe Subs is just saying it because they paid him off. Because everything's paying off now. Oh, they paid him off. This cancelling culture is very dangerous.
Yeah, it's
we need facts. We need to come with factual information. We need to come with if somebody treats you in such a way, take him to court. Don't just hearsay, because if you're going to accuse somebody of something of that nature, take the person to court. Take the person to the Human Rights Commission, and they will investigate it, and they will then, if found true. But if you're just going to accuse somebody of something, knowing well enough they can lose, they can get suspended, they can lose gigs, they can lose sponsorship, and then knowing well enough it's a lie, because now that person can't prove. It's like that person's against the whole damn world. I'm not saying though racism is not huge. The little innuendos, that little undertones of racism. A lot of people think racism needs to be somebody saying the K word. No, there's small undertones of racism that exist.
But the thing is, like, if you've been subjected to it, you will be able to see it.
This is what I'm saying.
You'll understand what it is, but going to fetch it and trying to dig for it and find it, that for me is not racism.
We're reaching.
It's you reaching.
We're reaching, and I think we need to be careful of what we say.
And how far do we go back? Say, it's like this who was it? The French president that wore blackface. What, 5-10 years ago at a Canadian
Prime Minister.
He wore blackface so many years, like 6 in his teens or what?
I don't know. I think
like in
20s,
university.
When he was
university frat party.
He was Aladdin.
He was Aladdin, so he put brown face. Let me not even say blackface, because we all know Aladdin being Arab is gonna be brown.
And funny now.
So now they dig up that dirt, which is so many years ago, and now they want to prosecute him or crucify him for it.
He apologized though.
But at the same time, it's like people can transform or grow and learn from that time. You gotta look at the present actions.
I don't know.
And take the past into account as well. It's a
but you see where the problem lies. Because if you say then,
going in a loophole.
If we say now, let's forget. Then it says then okay, in all factors, let's just all forget the past.
I wouldn't say forget the past. Like it's more like look at the past and then compare it to his present state.
Yeah, exactly. Let's take.
You can't ignore the fact that someone was racist 5-10 years ago.
You can't ignore the fact somebody was a rapist
and a murderer.
That's what I'm saying. It's such a, and I think it's more of an individual thing.
Yeah.
I think if Michael gets accused of touching baby boys' booties years ago, right? Now his last show, what is it? Before he died, what do they call it again when he was on stage? His last show, and then he died. This is it.
What? Yeah.
This is it.
That film.
Yeah. So this is it.
Was it? This is it.
Yeah, it was. This is it, man.
Yeah. Probably.
So now, oh my gosh, Michael's the greatest. But then you got that lingering thing that says, well,
was he a pedophile?
A lot of boys have been traumatized for what he's done.
Yeah. So
now then we say, wow, at 58 or 60 years old, he's doing such an amazing job. But yet he's possibly, which truthfully I think he did, touched a lot of boys and destroyed their lives. So what do you choose? Same thing with R. Kelly.
Oh fuck!
Which is weird because a lot of people are like, "Well, I'm gonna play his music. There's nothing to do with me. There's nothing to do with me."
Yeah. What if it was your kid?
But this is what I'm saying. There's nothing to do with me. So the canceling culture right now.
But at the same time, he was still continuing to do it as well.
For me, it's about. That's what I'm saying. We need to balance this. We need the same energy. That's what I'm looking for. We need the same energy. If I'm gonna accuse Michael, I need to accuse R. Kelly. If I'm going to cancel, if I'm going to cancel Bill Cosby, I have to cancel Michael Jackson. I have to cancel R. Kelly. I have to cancel all of them. Who's that? Is it Woody Allen, who married his own adopted daughter?
Yo, I don't remember this shit.
Woody Allen, that guy with the glasses, that actor, that old actor? Yeah, the Chinese, the Asian. He had adopted her.
And married her.
So isn't he an actor also?
Maybe Alan's an actor as well. Yeah. And directs.
Yeah, he does. But yeah. So it's just like now. He groomed.
You can put it on silence, like.
She can't put it on silent. It doesn't click off.
Oh, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
Yo, iPhone.
But she can put it on airplane mode.
There you go.
That's gonna work. iPhone
wokeness.
I don't think I'll put my airplane mode, but I don't want to take the chance of having this up again. So forgive me. So I think the cancelling culture is valid. Trust me. I know a lot of people are like no, but it's valid to a point where how far has somebody done something and how have they changed?
Yeah.
And
it's also a risk you kind of don't want to take because just now you think this guy who's been a pedophile for so many years, now you hire him into as a TV host and now he's...
Exactly. So for me, the cancelling culture is valid and it's important to bring people's history up that have done bad, that have, abused kids, abused their wives, abused their girlfriends, physically, mentally, just in every sphere, have killed people in the past, because then you got somebody who's done this sitting on a TV show or acting and saying sharing in the space with other women, other kids. This guy is a threat.
Yeah.
So there's another lady who's petitioning in South Africa for the list to be released of all people who have a record of child abuse, woman abuse, any form of abuse in that sense to be released. It must be released to the public. Yeah. And rightfully so in America. What do they have? What's that thing? When a person who's been accused of being molested or something, then you have like a...
Yeah.
it's on his...
It's
because they have to tell people in the neighborhood, hey, this guy has been accused of child molestation.
Yeah, they got it there on
they have it. It's open. It's free.
Yeah. And rightfully so, man.
And I think possibly the reason why it's not being released is because maybe a lot of political people are on that list.
Hell yeah.
And a lot of people.
And a lot of famous people as well.
In their past. You see? In their past. Way before they stepped into the political arena, they are on the list. Now, the right to information. The right to know this information, to protect my daughter, to protect my son, to protect my wife, to protect my girlfriend, I really believe needs to be released. Because I never raped anybody. I never needed to. So those around who are trying to live a clear life, not knowing well enough the person that's sitting right next to you had possibly molested a child and got away with it. Or had possibly molested a child, got caught, spent 2 years in prison, got released, and nobody knows. And he's possibly still doing this stuff. You know, your Epsteins and now he's dead. He's dead.
And no one knew up until that point when he got caught.
You know, and obviously Epstein is like a billionaire. So imagine.
He had so much money to hide that shit.
So think about it. He's been doing it with his friends. Hence now he's suddenly dead in a cell and he was hung. So guys, the power of information, and it goes back to the point of falsely accusing, propaganda on the internet, believing everything that's being sent to you. Just this is so dangerous because you destroy somebody's life. You destroy for that that split second of you retweeting false information is basically adding fuel to somebody's life being destroyed. Because now that person has to fight. It took a split second. That person has to fight for the next 5-6 years to get that cleared out. And remember, people have the ideas to say, well, you must have paid somebody. People are not going to believe that this was a lie. Oh, you must have paid. It's like being accused of rape. And because I'm a firm believer, if somebody accuses you of rape and it's false, that person must go to prison. That woman, man, must go to prison. Because what's happening is, I'm still going to be tagged that because they're going to say, well, you must have paid her out. You must, because remember, things are far. It's like Ben Affleck's brother. Before the moon, what's that movie with the moon? What movie was it? And it won an Academy. But anyway, before that, an accusation had come out of a rape. And the case was dropped. So now, what do you say? Do you say maybe somebody was just trying to get at him? Did he pay the person off? Did he clearly not do anything and the person realized, crap, I'm going to be sued?
I mean, the initial thing that comes to a normal person's mind is that he paid the person
Exactly,
off.
And that's what people thought going into the academies, because people had said, well, how can this movie win? Because so-and-so has been accused of this. And, you know, because we deserve to know what actually happened. So I think it's...
Sure, bro.
First and foremost, don't be a rapist. Secondly, don't...
You shouldn't be doing that.
No, but I'm what I'm simply saying is don't do rapey shit. Thirdly, don't molest, don't create.
If you got any weird urges, go seek mental help from a psychiatrist or psychologist.
Why I'm saying this is all of these things, right, lead a person to do stuff. And it leads you to be in a case where you'll have a history. If none of this is anything in your mental, right? And you need to understand these people have to fight this because you're comparing me to a molester, you're comparing me to a rapist, you're comparing me to somebody who sexually assaults women by making them feel very uncomfortable in the office, stroking their shoulders, and as if, and then you suddenly you're hugging from behind, like you have somebody had tweeted last night, not funny enough, but
some high shit,
said, what did they say? She's a doctor. So this gentleman's wife just gave birth in the hospital, and he proposed in the hospital to her. This is a South African hospital. Fine. Said yes, everything.
Weird place.
He then goes to the ward where they fetch the babies and so the doctor's there. And he gets the baby, looks at the baby, looks at the doctor. You know what? We could make a better baby than this. Dude,
what the fuck?
You just proposed to your wife right there. She just gave birth to your beautiful child. You look at this doctor and say, we could make a better baby. She writes at the bottom, just like, South Africa, I'm tired. Like, because to think, I've just delivered your baby and you say this to me and you just proposed to your wife and now you're making me feel uncomfortable right now. So this level of just, hence this masculinity and this patriarchy that feminists are continuously pushing, which I truly believe it's a huge issue.
Something us men need to change, and
it's just this whole it's this whole cycle of saying I can dominate space because I'm a man. I can be this individual in this space because I'm a man. Versus saying in this space I'm sharing this space with another human being. Let's not even look at the fact of female. I'm sharing the space with another human being. So therefore, respect comes into play. My mental thoughts shouldn't be even in that space because I'm just having a conversation in this space. So therefore, why am I having this? So it becomes a cultural cycle thing, which we've continuously experienced. The teachers just got raped right now in Bellville in a taxi outside of, I think, the university, if I'm correct. It's such things that make you think and say, well, the mere fact that a taxi driver can take the taxi and say, look, today I'm just going to rape this teacher because why I can.
Yeah.
And for him to think I have nothing to lose. And this guy probably has kids, and probably, I'm just saying probably because I'm just looking at the numbers.
I mean, the chances are up highly there.
Why? It's therefore states, if it starts above, Nanny, remember the not the chick that died, the young lady that died, the ministerial, I think he was part of the education department. He was on tape hitting a woman at Cubana, like smacking her back. Like I'm not even talking about, because she had said, "I think you're gay,"
and he lost his shit.
Like he's and you can. It's a fair distance, and you hear the smacks. Now this person, guess where he is? He's still sitting in a government position. Obviously, they removed him because initially during to the case, even past it, he was still in Parliament, sitting in there, not their auditorium, in Parliament as an MP sitting there. So you ask yourself, if you can't deal with that, that's proof that this guy did it.
Now y'all want to bring Eben from fucking Japan
to come deal with something.
Him.
That's still the facts are still being juggled up.
Then you got a guy
exactly
who's of your people as well.
Exactly, because we have this.
But then
we have this comparative.
That's racism as well.
We have this comparative state though, where we compare who did it worse. But
I also think it's like the whites have done this to us.
Yeah, trust me.
The
thing is,
so that's like up
the standard was set. Right?
So that's forever gonna live.
Have we then, and I think, like we always say, had in 1994 the first step being we need to remove the ideal of racism in the workplace. We need to remove it out of schools.
Yeah.
Once we structurally deal with this, it helps better. We never did. Nothing was done. The truth in the TRC was just a show. They accused Winnie Madikizela Mandela of something. They called her in there.
Yeah.
De Klerk was never called in there. The MPs were never called in there. Yeah, a few of them went, but it was a show. So what I'm saying is nothing was ever dealt with. That's why we're in this cycle of these incidents happening, people being called the K word, people just being beaten up because just maybe their sexual preference and they black. Being black and gay, it's like flip, dude. In South Africa, it's like a death sentence. It's like you're basically in Uganda. In Uganda, they kill gay people. It's basically like you're in Uganda.
Didn't they just set like some new law
in Uganda?
Yeah, against gays now. I saw something on Facebook.
They've always had it. They hunt them, man. They literally hunt them. So if somebody,
but now I think they're making it like a
like
an actual law for them to actually hunt down gay
people. In Thingy, they're going to be stoned. In the Asian country, what's it? What's the M?
Myanmar.
I don't know if it's Myanmar, one of the two. They're stoning them to death. The law came in last year. That's why now the tourist thing that people say don't go there because they boom because of the tourist industry. But now the prince said we need to stone them to death.
Fuck.
So what I'm simply saying is, and here's the balance, if you are anti-discrimination in terms of my color, right? And you're also anti somebody of their sexual preference, you're just the same as a racist. You're literally the same because you're discriminating somebody against something of their belief or of something that they believe that they are.
Yeah.
So I think this world right now that we're living in is just this whole bubble of people saying, I'm right, I'm louder, I want to say something, and whatever I say is the truth. There's no dialogue in terms of an exchange. On the one point, we've got our history that hasn't been dealt with properly. We haven't had a discussion about it. And then now that obviously flows into team dynamics, where now you'll see there's a separation, where the basic team dynamics are now being called racist. Because rugby, I guess, in terms of it's a racist sport because the Boers played it. They were more dominant in it. In a sense, the Eastern Cape of black rugby players was a huge thing. That's I guess that's info for another day. But I think for us, we need to find, after dealing with the corruption first, of course, because we can't do two things at the same time.
Well, there's just so much to fucking
I think
address, man.
Our corruption right now needs to take first precedence. Fixing our country needs to take first precedence. Because once we fix the country and we structurally have it, then we can deal with the racism and all this. But right now we're in a space where literally our country can crumble in a split second. If the Moody's decide to downgrade us again, then we're screwed in a sense. Everything goes up again. Food parcel goes up. Everything goes up. So, again, we need to find a place where we can have dialogue, to not falsely accuse people of things that they're not doing. Wait for the law to take its course. I know we sometimes get so frustrated and overzealous. And he must come back. He must let the law take its course.
Yeah.
Get the proper details in and then from there we can move on. Now, am I saying he mustn't come back? No, I'm not saying. Am I saying he must come back? I'm not saying that. I'm just simply saying is this can be dealt with anyway.
It needs fair
so
trial, man.
Let's fairly deal with it. Let's give it time to be dealt with. Am I saying it, let it be ignored? No, I'm not. The same energy you're giving Etzebeth to come back is the same energy you must give for Jacob Zuma to face the music for what he did to Quez. Because she had raped him. She died knowing well enough she was raped. The same energy you give in Eben is the same energy you must give Thabo, who's next to you, who's doing, who's being racist in his term, who's being verbally abusive in the way he is. We need to give the same energy. The same energy we give, the same energy we must get. We must give the same energy to the same things that are wrong. Racism, homophobia, all these things, we must give it the same energy. We mustn't be selective to how we must react to things, and we must be patient and understand how the law works.
Yeah, they need to be intellectual about their
Google. The power of Google.
Instead of acting on emotion, they need to act with intellect. You know, like they say to you, they need to be clever.
Yeah, the beauty of Google,
be clever blacks,
right
clever
there.
Coloreds, clever whites.
Exactly. The information's right there. If you're not sure of something, before you share it, before you do anything, Google it quickly. Find out what's happening about the story. Once you got the ideal of it, okay, cool. If it's factually true that the person was racist, cool, then the facts are there. If the factually wasn't, and it's a hoax, and it's read. The power of reading, it's literally at the palm of your hand, your phone.
Yeah.
So let's not do what Hitler did with the propaganda, where he created this image that Jews with these long-nosed, big-nosed people with big heads who were here to take your money and to...
I wonder what the Jews did to him to like really make him get so mad to want to...
He needed an excuse.
Fucking
remember the structure of the country.
A race.
It was the Depression, the Great Depression. things weren't working out in Germany. The Jews had all the businesses majority, like normal anybody's gonna have a dominant in terms of business, and he needed an excuse to rile up the people to create something strong. So what did he do? He used the Jews as an excuse. They're taking our jobs. They're doing all this stuff. And what happened?
Must have been a Jewish kid that bullied him as a child.
I don't know, but then it
some
boomed.
Real personal shit.
It boomed.
Yeah.
Hence, he won the nation because of his speeches and his propaganda. Hence, it's a crap way to think, but he's considered to be the greatest in terms of being a leader in history. To rile up how many people? 6, 7 million people.
That is some incredible shit
just
right
with
there.
Speeches,
you can't deny it, man.
Just with speeches and propaganda. He destroyed 5 million lives, though. He destroyed, plus more than that, of course. He killed 5 million people. He exterminated, he tried to exterminate a race. He tried to create his own race. He did things that are so wrong. So I sometimes have that trouble to say one of the greatest leaders. Yeah, no, he's not one of the greatest leaders. No. Just to lead, to confuse a nation. He lied to a nation.
Yeah.
So when you lead with fear and you lead with death, of course you're gonna get people to come after you. If I know I'm gonna die tomorrow, if I don't follow somebody, I'm gonna follow that person because I don't want to die tomorrow.
But you can't deny his skill in swaying a fucking country.
But that's why I'm saying his propaganda was powerful. His speeches, he was passionate in his speeches. He think of Obama when he shed that tear on that stage.
Oh yeah.
People were like,
yeah,
take my vote. People don't realize the power of propaganda is there. The power of what you say on a mic. If you get people riled up with what you say, you've won a nation.
Yeah.
Hitler won everybody in that group. He won everybody that would die for him. And yes, he did that. But in the same cause, he destroyed 10 million lives, plus minus. So, I don't know. I wouldn't give somebody such a title.
No.
He destroyed
of course.
5 million, he killed 5 million people. It's just not something, it's not the ideal. Choose Nelson Mandela. Choose, the DRC leader who was killed. Not Mabutu, there's another one. How can I forget his name? But anyway, Sankara. One of the greatest African leaders who they killed. His ideals, Google it, Sankara. Thomas Sankara from, I think, Burkina Faso, one of the two countries. Exceptional leaders. His ideals were simple. He never wanted international aid. He said, why must I get international aid if I can just build my own country with my people? Why am I being given these free gifts? Because I know, in essence, something else is going to be given back. And what did they do to him? They killed him. They assassinated him because they knew. So we're just in the system where we just have to realize, guys, let's listen to people who have substance. Listen to people that are going to spark change, spark thinking, spark a positive outlook on the country, not a negative outlook where it's just there in fighting that we're just watching and we just left in the rafters, you know? So
I think people are also getting some sense of fulfillment by calling people out and shit.
Yeah.
You know, keyboard warriors. It's like, I feel so good, this guy.
And it's dangerous, man. That's what I'm just simply saying. Like, get your facts straight. Let's not just, the cancelling culture is needed, but let's not just utilize it just because you just dislike somebody. You just want to create this image of and say, well, this person raped or this person did this, but meanwhile they didn't do anything of this because you know the implications of it. This person's going to be suspended. He's going to lose deals, and people don't realize people lose deals, and when the truth comes out, those deals still don't want to go back to them because
you already have that history.
You have that history of he was falsely accused, but still it's like, I don't know, we still don't want to be around you because you know
you've been branded
by such, although you're innocent. So that's why I'm fully on, if somebody accuses you of something, take them to court and sue the living daylights out of them, because People
must be responsible for that shit, man.
Be responsible. If you want to accuse me of something and it's a lie, let's go to court. And if when you go to court and you realize it's not a lie, I'm going to sue you for it. You know, and I'm going to sue you with charges. So you must cover my bills, cover everything. So, yeah, I don't know, man. It's Like we're not saying Eben didn't do anything.
We don't have the facts yet, man. I mean, Barman's saying that he's got evidence.
Yeah. All I'm simply saying, let's just wait.
Yeah. Let's just wait till after we win the World Cup.
Let's just win the World Cup.
You know?
You know what I mean? Let's win
like, why must you come now while we're doing so damn well in the World Cup?
Let's just win the World Cup.
I mean, the timing is just weird at the moment. It's like, oh shit, we're going to lose against the All Blacks. Well, we might as well create a bigger excuse as to why we're going to lose to them in the final. No, we are not going to lose to them. We're going to win.
Let's win the World Cup, come back, and then Eben, the system can have Eben forever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, they can have him forever afterwards, man.
But that's what I'm saying. The Human Rights Commission must have the same energy. The same energy you calling back Eben, you must have the same energy to deal with Zuma. You must have the same energy to deal with Julius. All of them. It must be fair.
Yeah,
hate speech. It must be the same energy. You can't just say somebody's this. You said the K word 35 times. Deservedly so, you have to be in prison. But in the same instant, somebody of color says something along the racial lines, the Human Rights Commission has to have the same energy. We can't have an imbalance. We can't have an imbalance. If you deal with one, deal with the other, and then when there's that balance, at least you stop it from happening, and you stop the reactive. And all the closet racists that want to be racist, they'll think twice of wanting to do something. They'll think twice of wanting to act a certain manner. So I think it's man. So let's just chill. Let's just wait. Let the law take its course, and then after the World Cup, just with Eben. Let's just chill.
After we lift that trophy.
You know what I mean? The Webb Ellis Trophy.
Webb Ellis. Fucking when we're playing Sunday. God damn.
So we call it?
Yeah, let's call it. It's been a good one.
First time ever. We called it at 49.
Oh, did you see? Before we end, I saw an article on South Africa implementing a new 25 Rand coin with a dinosaur skeleton on it.
A 25. I saw the dinosaurs. I didn't look into the article. So
I didn't read the article as well.
I'm trying to figure out your 25 Rand coin. Talk about saving on paper. No, I think about 25. I think they just want to save on paper. But my bro, 25 Rand in your pocket, in your wallet.
Bro. You're definitely
come on, guys. Let's just a bit. And the dinosaur thing?
That's still going to cost. I don't know where this dinosaur is coming from. This is not fucking true.
It would have made more sense if they put more effort.
Put in Jurassic Park dinosaur. 25 Rand
I think it would have made more sense for them to do more history on the sand.
You could have put the first man on there.
Do you know?
The cradle of humankind.
Who's it? What's her name? Naledi.
Yeah.
Homo Naledi.
Could have put Homo Naledi.
Put Homo Naledi's face there. Or do more research in implementing more on the San history, the colored community's history. That would have made more sense.
It legit looks like the T-Rex on the cover of Jurassic Park.
Yeah, man, guys. I don't know, I don't know. Maybe we're just keeping up to keep up. I don't know, guys. Let's just... Anyway,
let's call it.
Yeah.
Alright.
Shut
your goddamn mouth. Shut it. And Amron.
Alright.
Glad you shuttered your mouth out. No, I'm kidding.
You must shut up.
You must shut up now.